Hey there, fellow educators, and honestly, anyone who's ever wondered what would happen if we actually listened to teachers for once. I'm Leah Cleary, and this is If Teachers Ruled the World. After 25 years in the classroom, I've learned that teaching isn't really about having all the answers. It's about being brave enough to ask the right questions, and maybe, just maybe, admitting when we have no idea what we're doing, which, let's be honest, happens more often than we'd like to admit. So grab your coffee or whatever, and let's talk about the real stuff, the messy, imperfect, sometimes beautiful reality of what it's like to shape young minds while trying to keep our own sanity intact. Because if we're going to change the world, we might as well be honest about what that actually looks like. All right, let's dive in. It's the day before New Year's Eve, and I know you're in this weird place. We're all in this weird place between semesters. We're not quite ready to dive into full planning mode, but our teaching brain is starting to think about January. And can we just acknowledge we're going back on a Friday this year, the day after New Year's Day? A Friday. That's just rough. But you know what? Having time off is a gift. I'm working on being grateful for that rather than bitter about returning on a Friday. That's the kind of perspective shift that matters more than any planning strategy. So today, I want to talk about spring semester teacher planning in a way that's actually sustainable, not some massive overhaul or new year, new you nonsense. No New Year's resolutions or anything like that, just simple shifts. What I'm keeping because it works, what I'm adjusting because I learned something, and what I'm adding to protect my very limited energy. Let me start with what's staying, because these are the sustainable teaching strategies that are actually making my life easier. First, student annotation of standards and the CED. I know I talk about that a lot. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. Every fall, it's a huge pain to teach the students how to do this. They complain about it at first, but by this point in the year, I am always so grateful that I did it. Right now, we're at crunch time with the world history curriculum because there's a lot of world history, if you know what I mean. The fact that my students can learn independently because they know how to annotate the standards and figure out what they need to learn, that is saving me right now. It empowers them, full transparency about what they need to learn and how to learn it, and students ultimately become appreciative of this skill because it gives them agency over their own learning. If you want to learn more about how I teach this, I've got a blog post about it at leahcleary.com/standard annotation in 5 phases, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes. Second, custom GPTs as grading assistants. This is one of those AI tools for teachers that has genuinely changed my workload. It used to take me 5 to 6 hours to grade 75 LEQs, those long essay questions for AP. Now, it takes about 2 hours. I can't go on autopilot. I'm still reading, I'm still making decisions, but the custom GPT streamlines the grading process and allows me to give specific, detailed feedback much faster. If you want to create your own grading assistant, I actually have a free custom GPT that guides you through the process. You can find it at leahcleary.com/GPT for grading landing page. And if you want more information about AI tools I'm using in the classroom, there's a post at leahcleary.com/AI tools for teachers. Again, links are going to be in the show notes. These two things, student annotation and AI grading assistants, they're systems that create independence for my students and for me. And that's why I'm keeping them. Now let's talk about what I learned this fall that I'm going to do differently in the spring. I added more research projects this year to world history and world geography. Well, to be fair, this is the first time I've taught world geography. In world history, we did a jigsaw research project on medieval African kingdoms and trade, and I guided my students through it myself. In world geography, we did a cultural landscapes research project, and I got our media specialist to help. The difference was night and day. The media specialist knows so much more about research than I do. She's much more knowledgeable about the availability of resources and procedures. This is her expertise. And I realized, why was I trying to be the expert in everything? Because I'm certainly not. So here's what I learned. I'm never tackling another research project without her help. This is about letting go of the I have to do everything myself mentality. Getting help isn't a weakness. See, it's a strategy. It's using the experts in your building, it's teaching productivity that's actually sustainable. If you have a media specialist or a librarian or an instructional coach in your building, use them. Let them do what they're good at. You do not have to be the expert at everything. Take some stuff off your plate. Let people do that for you. And finally, what I'm adding for spring semester. This is about teacher work-life balance strategies, but in a very practical, very small way. I want to try to enjoy my mornings, and that is a novelty for me. Right now, my pattern is this. I like to sleep as late as I can. I bathe at night, and I pretty much roll out of bed and go. Grab my coffee, race out the door, fly to school. And you know what that leads to? A rush day, an off day, an unintentional day. When I give myself at least 30 minutes of quiet time in the morning, I've found that I'm much calmer. I have a better perspective on the day. I start from a grounded place instead of a reactive place. This isn't about being a morning person because I'm certainly not. And it's not about becoming a morning person because I don't believe I ever will be. This is just about me trying not to start every single day in crisis mode. This is a new commitment for me. I haven't done this before and lost it, not really. This is genuinely new. I'm trying something different. No guarantee it'll work perfectly, but I'm going to try. Because sustainable teaching strategies aren't just about what happens in the classroom. They're also about how you protect your energy before you even get there. Look, we're going back on a Friday, the day after New Year's Day. Yes, it's a major blessing to be off, but I know it's hard to go back the day after a holiday. You're not going to have everything figured out. You're probably not going to have all your copies made. Your classroom might not be perfectly organized. You might not have your January plans completely done. I know I don't, and that's okay. The goal here is never perfection. The goal is sustainability. Keep what works, adjust what doesn't, add what protects your energy. That's it. That's spring semester teacher planning. Simple, sustainable changes, not a massive overhaul. Not new year, new you. Just small shifts that make your job more manageable and make you more effective for your students. You've got this. I'll see you next week. That's it for this week on If Teachers Ruled the World. Be sure to subscribe, share with a teacher friend, and join the conversation at leahcleary.com. Until next time, keep ruling your classroom and rewriting the rules.